Alrighty, so now that you set up your template for your store, now we're going to go ahead and set up the back ends and the inner workings of the store. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to settings right down here, and you're going to go to general. Now, I just use a throwaway email, but make sure that you have your store name, of course, whatever you're going to name your store, and then account email. This is just the email that you're going to get all of your emails from Shopify and alerts and whatnot on, and then customer email. When you purchase your domain, you actually get free, I think it's like a linked email. It's like a email that the customers see, but it actually goes to your actual email. I'll explain that in a future video as well, but you wanna put that email right here, and when I cover domains, we'll get back to that. Legal name of business. If you have an LLC, I'd put your LLC, but if you're a sole proprietorship, I would just go ahead and type in your store name. So One Steel at a time. Put your phone. This is just my throwaway information. This isn't my actual information, so don't try calling 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Put your real phone number, your real address. It depends. If you're working off a PO box, which I would recommend you do, just because it would have some anonymity or whatever you call it to your protection and your security. And it's actually illegal to operate out of a house, so you don't want to do that. So go ahead and get a PO box at your USPS if you want. I think it's like $25 for 3 months, or however long you want to do it, and that's the information you'll put right here, because this is what's going to be on your invoices, and that's where you're going to get returns back from. So make sure all that checks out, put in your time zone, whatnot, and save it. So now we're going to head back to the settings. And the next thing you're going to do is go to checkout. And I would say just keep accounts disabled for now. You don't want to put too much pressure on the customer when they're checking out. Just because you're a brand new site, they want to put as little information to you as possible and have as little amount of steps. Customers, you can have them check out through phone number or email. I would recommend using email just because it's simpler that way. And then you can actually follow up with them on your email list. And this wasn't an option when I started. So customer can choose to add a phone number or email to receive shipping updates after they complete your order. You can check that if you want. It probably won't make too much of a difference. Require first and last name. Keep company name, just keep it optional. Why not? That's for them. Address line, keep that optional. Shipping address, phone number. Now, I always put required. When I first started, I didn't put required, and that's actually going to be an issue because AliExpress changed their settings a few months ago where you have to include a phone number, and I had my actual cell phone number on there, and I kept getting calls from either a customer wanting to return something or like someone who found their package and the customer put the wrong address. So when you don't have it required, then it's just going to use your phone number, and it's just going to be very confusing. And when you import it into the Apple Burlow, which links all your orders up, and that's how you order everything, it's going to use your phone number. So if you keep it required, you're able to put the customer's phone number in. And then use the shipping address as billing address as default. Enable address auto completion. Definitely click this right here. Customer agrees to receive promotional emails. This allows you to remarket to them later once you open up a niche store. And then keep this. Do not automatically fulfill any of the order's line items. And keep all this the same. Keep all this the same. Okay, so now you're onto the refund policy, privacy policy, and terms of service. Real simple, real simple. Now, don't do this until you did what we did previously on the settings, because it's going to mess up all the information. This is how simple it is. All you got to do is click generate for refund policy, generate for privacy policy, and generate for terms of service. Click save. Now, what that just did, it generated all these policies for you. Your refund policy, 30 days, whatnot. This is just the average template. And this is what I recommend using, especially when you're first starting off. Now, what you want to do with this is you're going to open up another tab. You're going to copy refund policy. Open up a tab to online store. We're going to go to pages. Add a page. And then refund policy. Add refund policy. at the top. Go ahead and just paste that in, and there you go. You have your refund policy. Go back to pages. You're going to create a new page. Go back to that privacy policy. Copy that. Put privacy policy at the top. Paste that in. Save. Real simple, guys. Real simple. And last but not least, terms of service. Copy all that. And as you might have guessed, make one more page called terms of service. Now, what this is all going to do, it's going to cover you on a legal basis. If something goes wrong, if someone wants to return something, it's all in here. Alrighty. Now, what you're going to do from there is you're going to go to navigation, and you're going to put all that in the footer menu. You don't want it above, just because, like I said, this is all about eliminating all distractions from the add to cart. You're just going to put this in the bottom if anyone cares to find it. You don't need a search button, so we can get rid of that since you're only having one product. But what you're going to want to do is add these menu items. So the first one, you're going to do privacy policy. And you're going to go to pages, privacy policy. Add that. Next thing, refund policy. Go in, search for refund policy. Add that. And then terms of service. And then add that. And click save. Okay, so now what that just did, I'll show you real quick, is when you go to your website now, or your store, right here at the bottom, you're going to have the privacy policy, refund policy, and terms of service. And when someone clicks that, it just takes them to the page, and it shows all that information that you just imported. So now we're going to add one more page, and that's going to be the About Us. So go ahead and click your online store and click Pages and add one more page and call it About Us. Now the purpose of your About Us is to alleviate any stress from your shipping times. This is going to describe your company as well as why the shipping times are going to be 2 to 4 weeks. So I'm actually going to pull my About Us directly from my other store. Alright, so this is the About Us on my store. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and bring it over to here. And I'll read it to you real quick so you get a better idea of what it should be. It can be any adaptation of this. We at One Steal at a Time believe that the customer should come first, not the business. That is why we offer high quality deals, one at a time, at outstanding discounts. We work directly with manufacturers to offer you the absolute lowest price on the best products you won't find anywhere else. Due to this, expect shipping times to be around 2 weeks. So I'm actually going to change this a bit. I'm going to put expect shipping times to be around 2 weeks due to high demand. For questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact us at support@onestealatatime.com. Alright? And this is going to be your email again. You can either make a Gmail account called put in your website at gmail.com, or you can use a cover email which will send that email to your real email. Or the best thing you can do is just for $5 a month, you can have a domain email, and I'm going to get into that, the domain. So just put whatever email you want right now, and you can always change it later. And you're going to click save. Then from there, you're going to go back to navigation. Go to main menu. Eliminate catalog. Eliminate home. And all you're going to put up there is About Us. You're going to import that page you just made. Where would that be? Pages. There we go. About Us. Add that. Click save. Now what that did right there is if you go back to your store, you're going to see at the top, the only tab you should have up here is the About Us. And when you click the About Us, it just gives you that information again. So now go ahead and go back to settings. And now we're going to go ahead and set up shipping. So shipping, just check to make sure that this information is correct, whether you're doing it from your house or a P.O. box. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend doing your house. Just make sure this is correct. And then you're going to go to your zones and shipping rates, and you're just going to get rid of it. So this one, delete this zone, you won't need it. And rest of the world, delete that because you won't need that either. Because Shopify, it's developed for actual e-commerce, not necessarily drop-shipping e-commerce. It just works the best with drop-shipping e-commerce. So that's why there's a lot of defaults that point that way. All right, so your first one you're going to name basic shipping. And this is going to be, it depends on where you want it to be. Now, generally, anywhere outside of the United States, the shipping is a little more expensive. There's ways to check that, but what I like to do is just have basic shipping for the United States. Okay, and then from here you have a lot of choices. So you could do weight-based, you could do calculated, but personally, if I was you, I would go with price-based rate. You're also going to name this basic shipping. And then it's really up to you. What I like to do is I like to add a basic $2.95 because $2.95 is it's like just enough, but not too much where it might cause people to back out of their order. It's like just a quick little $3 more profit. Or you can do free shipping. If you want to do free shipping, you just click free shipping. But I like to get that extra $3 and then keep my product at a smaller, lower cost. And then you're going to click done. Oh, did not mean to do that. Now you're going to click done. So now you got your basic shipping. That's for your United States. And this is all your one shipping zone. So go ahead and click save. Now, for the rest of the world, you're going to add a little more expensive of a shipping rate. And the good thing about that is that the rest of the world, most of them are used to paying an expensive import rate. So add another shipping zone right here. And we're going to call this international shipping. Because what we're alluding to is that this is a United States-based company. Now, you might be in other countries and you might need to tweak it to your liking. But this is what I'm teaching right now is for what I do in the United States. So feel free to do it however you want, free shipping or whatever in your country. So you're going to do rest of the world. And that's going to cover all 240 countries. Now, you're not going to be advertising to 240 countries. I'll explain why in the future. But again, we're going to go to price-based rate, international shipping. And I like to charge maybe $4.95 for shipping, depending on your product. If you have like a $7 product, I wouldn't do that. I would do more like $3.95. So on AliExpress, it's generally about $1 to $2 more expensive when you're shipping to different countries like that. So we're going to go ahead and click save after that. And all right, now you got your international shipping as well as your basic shipping set up. So we're going to go ahead now and go back to settings. Okay, so now that we're back at settings, we're going to go to payment providers. And this is going to ensure that you actually can accept the payment. Because nothing's worse than running all this money in an ad to customers who can't even buy the product. So this will ensure that that does not happen. So what you're going to do is you're going to come here to Shopify Payments powered by Stripe. And you're going to click Complete Account Setup. And right here, depending on if it's an LLC or sole proprietorship, most of you will probably be sole proprietorships if you haven't registered an LLC. You're just going to fill in all this information again, personal details, date of birth, social security number. Like this is all that you have to do this in order to accept payments, or at least credit card payments. Fill in all this. And the cool thing about this is right here, you can actually control what it shows up as in the person's bank statement. I usually just keep it as a store name or whatever, and then add your banking number on your check right here, routing number and account number, and then you're going to do complete account setup. All right, so yeah, go ahead and fill out all that, and then once you do that, be sure to save it, and then come back here. And then one thing that annoys me about Shopify is you actually can't accept PayPal until you get one sale. So once you get one sale, you can come back and set up your PayPal right here. Okay, so now that you have all that set up, now we're going to go back to settings, and there's actually one more thing we need to do. Now, notifications, files, sales channels, all this you don't really need to touch. Notifications is just already generated emails that they're going to send to your customer and whatnot. You don't really need to touch that too much. What you do need to touch though is where is it? Billing. So go to billing, and you're going to add a credit card. Now this is to pay for your invoices. This is to pay Shopify, the apps that you're going to use. This is where it's all going to come from. So be sure to add this credit card. It should already be uploaded if you already have a paying trial of Shopify. But if not, go ahead and add your credit card here. And if you don't have a paying plan on Shopify, you can go ahead and click select plan right here. And it really depends on, because you can't accept orders until you start paying for your store, unfortunately. But it's fairly cheap. You have the $30 a month plan. This is pretty good because it's pretty low tier, but it still allows you to start selling and whatnot. While the $80 a month, this allows you to get, you can offer gift cards. You can do abandoned cart recovery, which is extremely useful. But there are other apps to cover that. So really, I would go ahead and choose one of these plans right now. And I will see you in the next video once you've activated it.